There's no such thing as a dragon,
said Billy's mother.
Are you stupid?
These videos are satiric reviews. You don't have to agree, but don't bitch about it.
Hey there, I'm Social Injustice Warrior Infuso. And you know who one of my all-time favorite masked wrestlers was? The Ultimo Dragon. And no matter how you feel about the guy, and quite frankly, I don't know too many people who feel negatively about him, there is no denying the amount of talent and success that follow that name. He's won more than his fair share of titles, and once even held and defended 2 handfuls of belts, literally 2 handfuls of belts, at the same time. Concurrently. That is an accomplishment that won't be duplicated anytime soon. And even attempting it, well, quite frankly, would be a meaningless effort. The man was so impressive that he may very well forever, throughout the history of professional wrestling, hold on to that record. Can't be done twice. Can't be done. But even without all his accolades, and trust me, I'm not going to bother listing all of them because quite frankly, neither you or myself have that kind of time. His in-ring work, well, it really just speaks for itself. I of course remember him from his time in WCW, where I knew him as the Ultimate Dragon. Mainly because WCW didn't get the translations quite right, but that's okay. I'm not going to hold it against him. The company's already dead. No reason to keep burying it. You hear that, Vince? I remember watching him come down to the ring side by side with the inventor of the selfie, Sonny Ono. As a kid, I would sit in amazement watching this guy move in ways that I'd never seen another human being move. I was almost convinced that he was part dragon. I mean, I'm not a dragontologist or anything, but no mere mortal should be able to do some of these things. He's a witch, I tells you. Burns him! Burns him! So when I heard that he was debuting on WWE TV following the WCW buyout, I was ecstatic. Especially considering how successful former WCW cruiserweight Rey Mysterio was becoming in the company. As a matter of fact, there are several sources that cite that the WWE had hoped for Dragon to reach the same levels of superstardom that Rey had been reaching at the time. More than likely because Mysterio masks were selling. So get another masked cruiserweight and have more product to sell. Not a bad idea. Especially when considering that this guy has already proven that he can get over and work incredibly well in the ring. So how could this possibly fail? Well, the short answer is because this is wrestling. Ultimo Dragon would debut in dark matches, taking on other cruiserweights such as Crash Holly and Shannon Moore, all while vignettes were airing, hyping up his official in-ring debut. He'd make his presence known on the Blue brand, where he'd defeat Shannon Moore using the Aside DDT. I'm sorry if I'm getting that wrong, you have to remember I am an ignorant American.
Ray's a high-class athlete, all class, all the time. That's Mysterio's deal. And that's right there, that's 2 tremendous cruiserweight and a 3rd one.
They'd follow this win up by having Dragon lose in a tournament for the United States Championship, and having him work on the Vengeance pay-per-view pre-show, defeating Chris Kanyon. He'd then go on to face Rey Mysterio, and hey guys, whoa, no, calm down, hey, way to blow your loads early. I mean, isn't this just a little bit premature? You haven't even established Dragon yet, and you're already going to put him against your top masked man? Why would you just put this match together on a throwaway SmackDown? Isn't this something you'd want to build up to? Is this not a pay-per-view worthy match? I mean, I'm not saying it's going to main event WrestleMania, but it belongs there, I would think. You know what the problem is? I guess when you have that much money, you just can't figure out what to do with it all. So you start flushing it down the drain.
At first, we didn't know what to do with all the money. We tried burying it, shredding it, and burning it.
The match would end prematurely as Tajiri interfered on Dragon's behalf. Because Japan! Yes, have Tajiri align himself with the Ultimo Dragon because they're from the same country. While we're at it, I'm making my in-ring debut. Why don't we have Shrek Sullivan run to the ring to help me out because we're both white dudes with bald heads. And we're from the same country, I think. We'd definitely be best friends. Lars, why aren't you returning my calls, alright? We're both a couple white boys, alright? We gotta stick together, man. The following week, Dragon would team up with Mysterio to take on Tajiri and Nunzio, who is noticeably not Japanese, so that pairing it confuses me. One of the biggest upsets of his short time with the company is that the majority of his matches didn't occur on SmackDown or Raw, but instead on Velocity, which wasn't even one of the B shows. It was more like the D or E show of the time. And if they had that many shows going down the alphabet, it'd probably be the Z Show. I'm not trying to do comedy here. I'm being very factual. Nobody I know, and I know a lot of wrestling fans, ever watched Velocity. I mean, I'm not throwing shade, I'm just stating. The Dragon would head back into his chambers and slumber for months on end. Because what better way to promote your brand new talent that you're looking to capitalize off their image and potential star power than by not using them? It's brilliant! He would reemerge sometime after Princess Fiona was rescued at WrestleMania 20 to take place in the Cruiserweight Open. Tripping down the entrance ramp on his way to the ring, it was another championship opportunity that he'd unfortunately lose. And following that loss, he'd wrestle 2 or 3 more matches before asking for its release, which he was granted. And even though it seems like the video just started, that's it. That's it. That's all. That was the Ultimo Dragon's WWE run. And the whole Dragon experiment only lasted a year. And a very unproductive one is that, as he never found himself in serious contention for a championship, or even so much as in a feud. It seemed like they were doing something with him and Ray Ray, but it just never materialized. Ultimately, no pun intended, while his time with WWE didn't really heighten or add much to his already stacked shelf of accomplishments, and he definitely didn't reach the heights that his fans or the company higher-ups had expected or hoped for him to. His time with the company would actually see him realize 2 lifelong goals, one of which being to perform at WrestleMania, and the other being to perform at Madison Square Garden. So, I mean, it's not like the guy didn't get anything out of it. Just as fans didn't. It's hard not to see Ultimo Dragon's run with the company as anything other than a missed opportunity. But taking a step back and viewing Dragon's career overall, I don't think he really missed out on much. As stated before, he already had quite a legacy paved out for himself. And it was nothing, and still is, nothing short of...
Audience, say it with me, legendary!
So with that being said, I'm the Social Injustice Warrior V Infuso, and if you like the words that came out of my mouth hole and you too want to become a VTard, don't forget to like and subscribe. There's plenty more where this video came from. Follow me on Twitter because, hell, why not? It's not considered stalking if it's on the internet, am I right? And don't forget to join the Discord. I don't have anything catchy to add to that, but just join it. Just go do it. And if you have a free moment of time and a free $1 to spare, then head over to my Patreon, where for just $1, you too could help keep this boat afloat. And if you don't have that $1, but you do have a free moment of time, then hit the share button. It will help me out tremendously.
The VTards, oh.